What's up, guys? So today we're going to talk about the paleo diet, which essentially is a grain-free, low-carb diet. And the theory behind it is based off of that you're going to eat only foods that were available to people back during the Paleolithic era, caveman time. So you're going to eat like a caveman. The diet is this: eat lean meats and seafood, lots of vegetables, some nuts and seeds, some fruits, and then healthy fats like ghee and coconut oil. And then avoid foods that are grains, dairy, legumes, including peanuts, soy, sugar, alcohol, and anything that's processed. So if it has a food label on it, an expiration date, don't eat it. Shop around the perimeter of the grocery store. Get all natural foods that you cook at home. And keeping it lower in carbs, you're cutting out the grains, which we know have adverse health effects on people, chronic inflammation. Avoid dairy, which can have similar and different health issues. It differs from the slow carb diet in that it tells you to avoid legumes, which is your beans and your peanuts, where the slow carb diet says eat those in abundance. We're not going to get into the difference in terms of health between those today, but we are going to remind you that the paleo diet is just a theory. It is a way of eating that has simple rules to follow that have tons and tons of health benefits to them, but it is not a religion, and it's not an all or nothing, and it's not a black or white. It's a very simple list of rules that you can eat from that will have a huge impact on your health. When you eat this way, for the most part, you don't have to track your macros and track your calories, which is huge for people. If you have to change all your behaviors, change your palate, change your shopping, and document all of it, the likelihood that you're going to fall off that behavior continues to increase. All these things are going to be very healthy for you, macro and micro. Avoiding processed foods is obvious. Avoiding alcohols and sugars and soy, all of these things are going to make your life extremely easy. Get into the specifics with your questions, but the paleo diet is basically this. We put a guide in the page for you that you can have. It's a 25-page guide. It gives you shopping lists. It gives you different rules and different tips, and we're going to cover all those as we go. So ask questions on this video and ask them in the Q&A that's coming up on Monday. But simplify it. Eat eggs for breakfast with some vegetables and some nuts. Lunch, eat a salad with some meat on top of it or tuna. For dinner, eat chicken, eat steak with, you can have sweet potatoes when you're on paleo diet. So eat chicken and sweet potatoes for dinner. Eat steak and eggs. Eat shrimp and any kind of vegetables that you want. Sticking with the same tip from or rule from the slow carb diet, eat the same few meals over and over again. Have one or two breakfasts that you eat over and over again. Have one or two lunches that you eat over and over again. Have one or two dinners that you eat over and over again. And stay consistent with it. If you do eggs and meat and nuts for breakfast every single day, you're going to be extremely successful. If you have a salad or tons of vegetables with some kind of meat, tuna or chicken at lunch, and then you do steak, beef at dinner, maybe you could do avocado with steak and a whole bunch of vegetables. It's one of my favorite meals. Eat that over and over again. You're going to be wildly successful. When you're doing this, you don't have to track, which is one of the positives to it, but you still should, because it's easy to, when you're doing paleo diet, to still overeat on fat. If you're not paying attention, you add some avocados, a little more nuts and seeds, and a little more fat in your meats than you realize, you can still overeat in terms of total volume. There's going to be a lot more specifics coming about this, but ask your questions now. Do the work.